I'm Omar Krieg. This is the Krieg Dominion. I am once again fighting Foehammer. This is Alpha Strike Hinterlands campaign put together between Neo Buzzard and all the rest of us that are playing along. Um, I am doing the Mississauga.
Mississauga, I think it's
I
pronounced.
think
Yeah.
that's how it's pronounced. We talked about this before. How I kept wanting to call it Mississippi, but it's
Mississippi.
absolutely not that.
But
But that
it is
said,
spelled almost the same.
it is very much similar. But it also uses some different letters. But yeah, so this is my second track where in this particular track I will be on the defense.
Yep.
As I assume the local defenders will be doing what would otherwise amount to being the initial counterattack.
Yep.
One, it's scripted. Two, I didn't do so well in the last mission anyway, so narratively it would have made sense to be like, well, let's go ahead and knock them. Oof. Didn't even make the minute mark and that almost came out. Knock them off of our planet. So we still have a couple things to do before we get into it all. Let's go ahead and kick this over so that you can see the map or the board. Well, the board at the moment. Let me see. Where's my thing? So the first thing we need to figure out is I have my base 5 BSP. I have, I believe, a total of 3 advancements, and I am, I think, 1 point under, or excuse me, 4 points under. 54 and 42 is 96, so that turns into 1 BSP by itself for being 1 point under 100.
Yep.
Because the Demolisher counts as not BSP related or whatever.
Yep. Yep, that's correct. Because that's a bonus one that you basically got for losing the first track. You basically get, this bonus.
So I have 6 BSP is what I am coming up with at the moment.
Yep. Let's see. Well, you should get just the 5, I think, right? Because it's every 4 points that you're under, you get 1 point.
And I am 4 points under.
Oh, are you? Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you said you were 1 point under.
It translates to 1 BSP point. So I have that.
Oh yeah, you are. Yep.
So it should be. So that would be 6, and then.
Yep, that's great.
I thought I had points from somewhere else. No, you get points from my advancements or something like that. So I have 3 advancements, which I believe turns into 6 points for you. I could be completely.
Let's see. So I have 5. I'm at 88 for the randomly rolled opposing force over here. So that'll be 3 extra BSP.
Yeah.
So that'll bring me up to 8. And then
I have 3 advancements.
Yeah, and I think it's for every difference, and I only have 1 guy that's at a skill 3. So actually, it would only be it would be 1 more. I forgot what it is. Because for every 2 over that you are, hang on, let me look this up. Let's see, contracts. It's
you had said the other day a number, but I don't want to throw more numbers at you until you have a little bit less on your plate, so to speak.
Well, you can go ahead. I was just trying to figure out what the
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
I think it was for every 2 points. I want to say. Actually, I think it's in the pre-track setup. Let's see. Read full contract description. Deploy. Assess BSP. 1 BSP per 4 points under the scale limit. To a maximum of 5 BSP earned this way. 2 BSP for every 2 skill difference in advancement. So I have 1 skill advancement. You have 3.
I have 3 skill advancements.
Yeah. So for every 2, so that only gives me an extra 2 BSP. So that'll bring me up to 10.
Okay, so that checks out because the other day you said 11.
Yeah, I don't know where I got the 11 from.
You could have been wrong then. You could be wrong now. And I say that in all like full disclosure. Like I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing.
No, because I just literally did the math now and I just added it up and so I have a 12. I'm 12 points under because I'm at 88. So every 4 points, that would be 3 points of BS. That translates to 3 BSP plus 2 more for the skill difference. So yeah, that should be 10 then. Yeah, I gain 5 and I start with 5. So yep.
Sure, I'll take
Okay.
that. I can't really complain too much. Excuse me.
Let's see. I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna spend it on. Um, hmm.
So you have a total of 10 points, you said?
Total 10 points. Yep.
Do you have any while you're figuring that out, do you have any objection to using basically the same map, or like we use Open Terrain 1, I think. What if we use Open Terrain 2?
If you want, there. If you look at the, it's up to you. I mean, you can kind of pick the map that you want to use. If you want to do like something slightly different, if you look at the under the hotspots for Mississauga, um, for track 2, it says
Oh,
map
Lake
type. It does say Lake
something
whatever it
in
is
a
for Tukiad.
Polish-ish sounding language.
Yes, which I mean that's technically for classic BattleTech, but I mean that's like the hex based map.
Yeah.
Um and I actually looked that up because it's part of the Tukiad map pack. It's basically just like hills on one side, like a lake on the other type thing. So if you want to do something different, if you wanted to grab like something that's got a lake on it, or I mean, since we're technically doing Alpha Strike, it says as grasslands, and then you add uh
The 4
4
buildings.
small buildings. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I interpreted the small buildings when I did this mission with Rad to just be like buildings that occupy like 1 hex,
Yeah.
and they could be of like
That's
different
what I'm
heights or
coming up with
something.
too.
Yep. But yeah, but it also says like hilltops, so
Yeah, I'm trying
um
to look around a little bit. Obviously, I want an open map, but I don't want it to be too open for obvious reasons.
yeah. If you look, you're
Because
already
obviously
in
that
there,
would
it
take.
looks like, but there was trying to remember the name of it. I think I used Lake Area when I was playing with Rad. Well, we did 2 maps, so I put them side by side. But yeah, if we're just doing 1 map, I used like the lake area, and then I put the grasslands next to it. But yeah, if you just want to use like this one or something, just kind of give like some you know movement space. But it's up to you. I mean, either one. I mean,
Yeah.
basically, what this is supposed to be is that, as you said in the opening track, or the opening, the introduction, the first track was basically you trying to leave your deployment zone,
Yep.
and basically break through and establish like a foothold on the planet. You lost, so now we've kind of pushed you back. So this is supposed to be like your deployment zone, close to like your landing zone or whatever with your drop
Yeah.
ships. Obviously, we're not playing with drop ships, but it's just more. It depends on if you want to have like any hills or anything, is kind of, or whether you're
Well, I think
okay
I
with.
get. Well, without knowing the actual planet, I'm getting the impression based on some of the stuff I'm reading that it's a pretty. At least this region of the planet feels like it's kind of open, flat terrain because it keeps saying like grasslands. So like rolling hills, like small hills.
Yeah, I mean it's a warm temperate climate. Yeah, and it says grasslands a lot of places. I mean, there's a couple that are like kind of weird. Like we just did um the Palace Gardens, Radonite, and that was the fungal crevasse. So that one we actually used one of the hill maps. That actually has like some different rules in it because it's dusk, so there's a +1 modifier on all attack rolls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then also the trees are basically like giant like spores. So if you walk through them, you roll a d6, and on a 6, it spores attached to your mech, and it like loses like 2 of its movement until you like shake them off. But yeah,
It's
but
wild.
everything else looks like just like grasslands. There's one that's like desert, or wetlands. So yeah, I'm
Crazy.
okay just using the same map if you want to use the same
Well,
one as last time.
this is a different. I mean, it's the same. So it's Open Train 2 or
Yeah.
1 versus the other. This is 1. I guess we used 2 the other day.
This looks actually identical to the other to the one that we used last
Uh,
time, because
I mean,
you
I've been
like
wrong
spawned like over
before.
here. Whatever. Yeah, whatever you want to use. It's more just
Let's
if you want to
see. Where
use the same
is
map or not. But
this? This one we used this map because I remember scooting along
yeah, but it
like
was, remember
that.
I put the mines in this small
Oh,
thing
you know what?
of.
Okay, all right, all right. You know what? I've been wrong before.
It's all right.
It would not. It's not surprising that I'm wrong again. So I'll go ahead and pull this map out.
And the only reason I was suggesting that was because this one also gives you a bit more of a defensive advantage.
Yeah.
Just because you got like this huge thing of trees over here, and
Yep.
then you've got the like open
All right.
areas that you can like plop some
It
buildings
sounds like
down in.
are you basically going to choose this side of the map then?
Well,
You
you
don't have
choose
to.
first. You're the
Oh,
defender,
I do.
so
Oh, well, in that case, I probably will take this come at me, bro side.
yep. And just
Um,
for the people at home, just to review the mission type, this is a defend mission. So basically, I'm the attacker in this situation. You're the defender. So basically, again, you're defending your landing zone. I just come in from the opposite of your home edge. And this is what's kind of interesting. So the defender, that's you, deploys up to 25% of your force off the map at the start of the track. The remainder of the units are deployed prior to an initiative within 12 hexes of their home edge. The held back units are placed anywhere on the defender's half of the map after completion of movement phase 1. So basically you can pick, I will just say like you can pick like one unit, because I mean you have like 3 units. So you just pick one of them, you hold it off the map. The other 2 have to be within 12 hexes of your home edge, which is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically just a little past halfway. They basically have to be this row here or back. Those are the ones that you put on before initiative. And then at the end of movement phase 1, on your half of the map, which is pretty much the same space, you could just plop down the one unit that you have in reserve anywhere you want on your half.
interesting.
Yep. And your goal is also, well, my goal is I need to destroy or cripple at least 75% of your force. So, I mean, we did this the same way with Red, and we'll just say it's like 2 out of 3 of your mechs or units, I should say.
Let me get over there because I was looking at these buildings trying to figure out which ones I want to take. So 54, 42, and 34. Yeah, I guess really the only. I mean, you kill any 2, and that's gonna put.
Yep.
That's definitely. Well, hold on. What am I looking at? 96, 106. Hold on. Why am I doing it like this? Let me just get a fucking calculator out.
Well, the other thing is that I mean, I guess it depends on whether you count. I mean, with Red and I, we were counting the extra vehicle unit as being part of his force.
I am.
That's why it was 75%. We'll just translate that to like 2 out of 3 mechs, 2/3. Because otherwise, if you're doing it by point value, I don't know how you're gonna like.
I'm looking at the point value just to see what it's gonna look like total, and then like 3/4 of it. So 130,
like 96 plus 34,
and then 130 times 0.75.
If you're doing the math, I would have to destroy 97% of 98 basically. So I'd have to destroy all 3 units if you're doing the
wow,
math.
it's crazy. Either I did something wrong or I don't know how to do math in general, but 98 points.
Well, yeah, just like rounding up, because I mean, just the Stalker and the Devastator are 96 points.
That is true. And then any one of those 2 plus the vehicle is going to be 70 minimum. So, yeah, I think it's fair to say destroying crippling 2 of them is the way to go.
Yeah, yep. But that's the main objective for me. I also, if I destroy or cripple the commander's unit, that's another 150 there. Your objective is
Survive.
At the end of 6 turns, you have to have half your units, again, we'll just say like 2/3, have to survive, basically not be in forced withdrawal, and they have to be within 4 hexes of the center of the battlefield.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, these buildings need to be placed in the center of the map too, correct?
It says you could place them anywhere. And because that isn't under this this track, that's under the mission, which is under the hotspots. And that, it just says defender may add 4 small military buildings, but it doesn't say where you can place them. So I'm just assuming you can place them anywhere. I mean, Rad literally just like created like a line of like,
I know.
like,
I'm trying to figure out like where do I want to put them in a way that might actually. Some of these are kind of wonky shape. Too.
yeah. All I did was I just grabbed like ones that I could kind of like resize to being like kind of like the apartment building ones that I could just like scale down to like fit into one hex. I figured that would be small. And for the people at home, we're doing the correct number of structure points for a small military building is 5 points in Alpha Strike.
Yeah, really.
Last time we did like 30 points accidentally because that's what it said in the book,
Yeah, because
not
I wasn't paying
realizing that was the
attention to.
classic. Well, I
Yeah.
wasn't either. I just read it, but it didn't say specifically Alpha Strike. It just said, oh, the building has like 30, structure points, which is basically like a small Castle Bryan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So and because these are small, they basically, I think, I'd have to look at the thing, but I think it doesn't support anything bigger than a medium. So basically, yeah, any of my mechs should be okay to like stand on them and not destroy it. But yeah, any of your stuff is going to either moving through it, or actually you don't even have jump jets, so yeah, you couldn't even. But yeah, just walking through
You
it
don't
will
have any jump
destroy the
jets, huh?
buildings.
What a loser. Yeah,
Well,
I'm
technically,
sorry.
I
That's all I heard you just say.
Technically, I don't really either because the Phoenix Hawk has jump jets, and so does the Vulcan. But if you notice, they're weak jump jets,
Oh, are
so
they really?
they actually lose their +1 bonus for TMM when jumping, and
Yeah.
they also have a shorter jump distance. If you
That's
notice, so
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
their
That's awesome
movement
for me.
is yeah. So basically, I can jump, but it's not as effective as it is normally.
Okay. I think I'm set up because I have my objectives. I have my BSP. I have
You
my
just clumped them
buildings.
all together.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, why not?
Yeah.
And then I think that's all I really need to do. Actually, I do want to look at my objectives one last time. I want to verify something. Let's see. And be within 4 hexes of the center line of the battlefield. So that's going to be here. So actually, I think I'm going to move my just to give me a visual reference. I think I will just be like, as long as I'm within 4 hexes of my buildings, it should be okay.
Well, I was gonna say if you just want to draw a line, because
Yeah, I see now
the
what you were saying and why Rad did that.
yep. Well,
Smart.
he didn't actually put it on the line. He just
Made them a line.
yeah, he just made them a line on his half. Just what's funny is neither one of us actually ended up using them because we all kind of like straight to like the other side of the map where the hills were. So
Yeah.
but let's see, within 4 hexes, so halfway is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
This should be
6,
like
7, 8. It's 17. So like right here is like halfway. Within 4 hexes would basically be like here.
yeah. That should be
So
alright.
like I'm just gonna, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna draw.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yep. So basically there or closer. So yeah, it's basically just that at the end of turn 6, you need to have half your units, so 2/3 of your units, we'll say, be not crippled or in force withdrawal,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to be on this hex or closer to the center, basically kind of saying that you've held the field type thing.
Sure.
And then if you want to put your buildings back where they were earlier,
No, I
you
like them where
can.
they are. It actually kind of looks like a homestead, sort of.
It's just extending the forest out.
Yeah, I mean, he's nestled up against the forest because had to clear some of the trees out to make the place, and then
Yes.
now he's got trees so he can actually go like hunting animals and stuff.
Job's done.
Yeah, job's done. Perfect.
More work?
Right. All right. I
All
believe
right.
what we have next is complications.
Yep.
Let me grab
So I
my
just
special
roll
dice here.
yeah, just a straight D6 because with the randomly generated force, they don't have any complications, and then you, I think, add what was it?
+1 for
+1
liaison.
for a liaison. Yeah.
7. Quicksale Red Devil has provided experimental vehicles for field testing unbeknownst to the commanders. Each turn prior to moving each BSP vehicle in the player's force,
Yep.
subtract 1d6 from their movement points. So that applies to both of us?
No, because I don't have any vehicles. It just applies to you and
Oh,
your
well,
demolisher.
okay, yeah. So basically, instead of moving 3 hexes, I may move not at all.
Yeah. You just have to, roll. And what is it?
1d6.
Yeah, but what's the result? I was looking at a different thing.
Oh, 7+ was what I rolled.
No. I mean, you what do you, when you roll the d6? What do you?
I subtract 1d6 from their movement points. So
Okay.
I could potentially not move once I get the fuck around the field.
Yep. So
actually,
basically,
I suppose technically I may not get him on the field.
yeah. Depends on if you hold them in reserve or not.
Yeah.
But,
that's the other thing I wanted to look at.
Let me while you're doing that, let me I'll take one of my die over here and I'll roll my complications.
Holds up to 25% of their force.
4.
So it says I hold up to 25%.
Yep. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Otherwise, I can deploy them all prior to initiative.
Yeah. It says you may, so yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But it's just more if you want to have like this
on the
unit,
field
like
just to get them out there, and also because of that fuckers. I mean, they're all pretty fucking slow. They're all 3 hex movement, so.
Yeah. So I rolled a 4. Players' forces have received conflicting commands after deployment. Your opponent, that's you, may change not the facing, but it says for Alpha Strike after deployment, the unit may move half of the unit's models 3 inches in any direction. So that's half 1.5. We'll just say 1 hex in any direction. You could do that to half my units. So
okay, so just to make sure I'm understanding, so after deployment,
yep,
I can change the facing of half of your. Oh no, for Alpha Strike we use the other one.
That's just
after
for
deployment. The opponent may move half of the opponent's models 3 inches, or I guess 2 hexes in our case.
That'll be 1 hex because you cut it in half. It's 1.5. Well, no, that would be 2 hexes.
You know what?
Round up, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll just say 2 hexes round up.
So basically, I get to do that to you every turn.
No, just after deployment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, if I'm
back. Yeah, so basically if I'm like deploying in like a formation like this, you can say, no, you got like conflicting orders and he told you to be over here type thing.
Yeah.
Or you could make them closer type thing and be like, so we're basically out of formation is what it's supposed to be.
And I can move 2 of the 3 of your models.
Yeah, because we'll round up and we'll say 2 out of 3.
Okay. Cool. All right. I believe. Let me double check. What's the deal here? Secretly spend BSP. We did that. Read the full content. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we did that. In that case, I believe initiative and turn counter gets set to 1.
Well,
unless there's something. Oh,
you have to deploy your units first.
Oh, so that's right. I do have to actually show up on the field first. Okay.
Yep. But then, we'll do initiative, and then I just march onto the field when it's my turn to move.
Okay. So you are deploying from up there.
Yep.
Did that not go? Oh, because he has snap on still, I believe. Red. In there. Put him. In there. Actually, one more. There we go. Stalker. Okay, I am deployed.
Okay. There we go.
Do you have any minefields? I don't have any minefields. Do you have minefields?
No, I do not. And what's funny is I actually thought about bringing minefields, but what I was going to do was deploy them through artillery, which basically can happen during any combat
Yeah,
phase.
yeah.
I just picked the hex that I wanted in, and it just lands there, so I could have it like land on your Devastator basically,
So,
and you just
but
have to roll right
hold
away
on.
for it.
Hold on. You're telling me you could drop fast cam exactly where you want it? You don't even have to roll to make sure you hit the correct hex?
No, you still have to. Well, no,
Oh, so it
not to
could
hit.
still scatter.
Well, no, it doesn't. You don't roll to hit, but it rolls for if you basically set off the mines. So yeah,
That
there's
part I
no.
get, because once you drop it on me, I'm either stuck there or I have to take the chance.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
my
mean,
thing is,
the way I would say it is that if it land, if I deploy it like on your Devastator here,
uh-huh.
that if it doesn't go off, it stays there. But if you move out of there, it doesn't trigger it again. It's only if you move into it type thing.
Oh,
So yeah.
I don't know if I'm still not sure if I like that, but whatever. Whatever. Also, while you're
But yes, I don't have any. Oh, and I'm assuming you're. I marked my one that has my. I don't think it matters for me, but just we'll say the commanders and
oh,
the Phoenix Hawk because
okay.
that's the skill 3 pilot for me. But you have to designate which of your mechs has the
Oh, we know which
your
one it is.
commander in it. The
It's
Devastator.
yeah, the
Okay.
Devastator. I'll mark
Okay.
them just so you can see
Oh,
it
it's fine. Yeah, it's just
because that is Omar Krieg the third
yes.
riding. That's his machine, and it's Sabine Bierkstein or whatever the hell her name is in the Stalker. The Demolisher is random local civilian number
Yep.
6 and crew. Initiative, and then you
Yep. I think
and
it's
then
time for initiative. Yep.
7.
10.
I move first.
Yep. Yep. And you
Um,
have all your units on the field, so yeah, you don't do the surprise deployment then. So
yeah, well, I mean, they're not gonna move either because it seems kind of pointless at the moment.
yeah.
So, uh, let's do the Devastator. He will move by not moving.
All right.
So bring your first one on, and then now, do I have to move these two? I should probably wait until you move all 3, and then figure out which ones to fuck with you. That's kind of cool, but it also kind of sucks because like this is the only time I get to do that.
I'm not sure what you mean by like
When I get to reposition your units,
oh
your
yeah,
conflicting orders thing.
the
I'll wait
conflicting
until all 3 of them
orders
are on.
is yeah, it's after deployment, so they all have to be on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I wasn't sure what you I,
No worries. No
I thought
worries.
you
No
were
worries.
like planning to use like a BSP or something. I'm like, yeah, I think we have to wait until combat for that. But no, yeah, I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna move the they actually all have the same speed. Oh no, nope, nope. The Stinger is actually faster. It's got
What is your
9
guys'
hex that can
speed? Because
move.
he's got
They're fast boys. The Phoenix Hawk
Phoenix Hawk
and
is
the Vulcan
16.
are both 18
Easy.
or 16, but 8 hexes of movement on the
Yeah, 8
ground,
hexes
6
and
for jumping.
yep,
Yep. And then the Stinger here is 9
slightly
hexes on the
faster.
ground.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Holy
then
shit.
7 for jumping.
Okay.
Yep. And they all have a TMM of 3. So
Or 4 when they jump.
no, because
Oh,
the
yeah, that's
Stinger
right.
doesn't
You don't get
have.
that because you
Well,
got them
actually, the
weak.
Stinger does have jump jets. Yeah,
You
so
got
that would be
them.
the only one that would get a 4, but the other are at 3 because
Oh,
it
because they all
cancels
have the
out the.
weak jump jets.
Yeah, the Phoenix Hawk and the Vulcan have the weak jump jets. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right, so I think I'm gonna move the Phoenix Hawk on here. So that'll be 1 hex, and I can't jump moving on. So 1. Yeah, I can get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, no, I can't get there because I need an extra 1 for going into the
Yes.
um
Into the woods.
shit. Actually, you know what? I'll start here because that'll be the next hex on because this is only a half hex. So I'll start there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
And we'll face this way. And
And
we get
rear
a
arc, I
movement
see.
die here. And that'll be a TMM of 3. Okay.
Mm,
Stalker or Devastator?
yeah, I think
I mean, I'm just being honest here. These guys are probably going to go down pretty quick. I don't even think we're going to make it to
yeah.
turn
Well, my
6.
concern is you've got the mobility that I don't have, and I've seen what that looks like with this particular pair of mechs. So
Yeah.
I've got to really think hard about what I want to do here.
I mean, the only thing is that, I mean, you can basically let, one or maybe two of the uh units get into the rear arc of the Devastator, but then the
Yeah,
Demolisher and the
yeah.
Stalker will just be able to shoot on them, probably in
And
their rear arc.
I have the option of moving these fuckers around some too. So I think he's gonna move. Fortunately, he only has enough movement to go one hex there, but that still gives
Yep.
him his full TMM of, I believe, just one.
One. Yep. Okay. All right. So now I will move the Stinger. Um, and he's got 9 hexes of movement. So I think he's just gonna go there. It's one. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I think he's just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for moving into the building. That will destroy the building though for moving into it.
Really, really.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
unfortunately I'm not familiar with building rules for, well, even for classic. I have a better idea than classic, but
yeah. Well, I'm just picturing him like going into. I mean, if these buildings are all like right next to each other, I'm just picturing when he enters that hex
mhm.
that it's like moving through the building. So I'm just picturing him like destroying it and yeah, just like walking
I
through
mean I'm
it.
not terribly concerned either because I don't have an objective to defend the buildings. They're just there
Yeah.
for, they're literally there for eye candy.
Yes. I'm not here to defend these buildings. it's
I'm
it's
not.
like it's like that you've played Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's that one mission, like maybe like a third of the way, maybe halfway through the campaign where you're defending a farm, and it's kind of like you have to protect the farm type thing, and
Yeah.
the farm is at like 2% health left by the time the mission
Yeah, but it's
is
still enough
over.
for you to collect your full pay.
Yes, and the farmers are like, "Thank you for saving us."
Yeah, with your farm that now consists of basically a used up campfire
Yes,
and
yes,
nothing more.
yep,
I don't know why, but your Phoenix Hawk is highlighted on my screen.
yeah. That's what I did is I put them on this new thing over here
Oh,
for the add highlight, just so that that's indicating that's the unit with the commander in it. Again, it doesn't matter for you because you don't have an objective for it, but just
yeah,
so
I
you
do.
also know
I
that
have the
that's
I
my
have the
skill tree.
I have the kill the commander objective as well.
Is that attacker and defender? I thought it was only attacker.
It said both.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, you're right. Attacker and defender. Yep. So you could get 150 points right here.
Sure can. I believe that's where yeah, that's where I was. I will be remembering that highlighter thing so that they
Yep.
can be marked. Although sometimes I prefer hidden commander rules, which I'm not sure if that's actually a legit thing or not. I like the idea of like kill the commander, but then like I don't know which one the commander is. I could assume because various reasons, but
Yeah.
anyway. So that was your second piece. It's my turn now.
Yep.
I think the stalker is just gonna turn, but that doesn't do anything for movement, so it will be a standstill. I believe. I don't think turning makes a difference
Um.
in Alpha Strike. I know in standard that would have been a one movement point turn, which would have been considered walking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't know what the rule is in Alpha Strike off the top of my head, but yeah, it's basically like minimal. You have to do like minimal movement to get the TMM. So yeah, if you're not
I
leaving the
was
hex, I would
literally
just
just
say yeah.
turning to make sure I had everything basically
Yep.
from here
Front arc.
to
Yep.
here in my front arc. That's all I was doing.
Yep. Yep. All right. So now I get to move
Actually, it'd
my
be more like
Vulcan
from
on,
like here to here, but I'm
and
being
he's
sticky.
got 8 movement. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just move them right into
I
that.
can move the die out of the way.
There you go. Yep, just get up in close.
Okay.
All right. So now I think it's firing phase.
Nope. I get to move your pieces.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep.
2
So
hexes,
2
was it?
hexes. Yeah, 2 hexes. You can move half my force, so we'll just say 2 units in any direction, 2 hexes. Okay.
1 and
Okay. These 2 are still in your rear arc, just so you know, just plain and honest.
sure.
Actually, no. This guy is
This
not.
guy, the
It would
Stinger
be
is
this.
in the Devastator's rear arc. That I can't argue. The
Yeah,
Vulcan
I would have to be
is
in
the
this
more on the
hex
side.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because it's
Which
this
is
hex
part of the reason why I
behind you.
moved him away. Was like,
Yeah.
without crunching the numbers, I think it's better to move him over that way.
Yep. Okay.
All right. I
So
believe I
now
fire
it's
first.
Well, first thing is
Oh
I'm
yeah,
going
BSP.
to use some BSP. So I have a what is this? Let me bring up the sheet here. Nope, that's the wrong one. I have a strafing aerospace. So basically what this does is in 10 inches or 5 hexes in a straight line, I have to roll for each unit in that line,
Okay.
and if it hits, it'll do 2 damage.
Okay.
So
Before you do that,
question
is it a light?
got
It's which one? The strafe. Okay, so
it's strafing.
So
So
I need to
which air
roll.
cover do you have?
I have 1 light and 1 heavy.
Okay, well, if you're using your heavy, you would have to beat a
6+.
6+, or if you're using light, would have to be 11+.
Holy shit! Yeah, let's go with the 6
Okay.
and hope that the next thing you need that you're
Yep.
going for is whoa.
It's basically a 1 roll for you. So if you
Yep.
beat that 6+, it nullifies it. It's not for each attack.
Shit.
Nope.
God damn.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
And then you need like a what? A
7+.
7+.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good for me. The only thing saving me there is the fact it's 2 damage.
Yep.
But you have to roll for every unit in that line, correct?
Yeah.
Whether it's friendly or not.
Yep. I mean, I could I could get both the Demolisher and the Stalker, but I think I should probably focus on the Devastator.
Yeah, that's where I would go.
Yeah. So we're just gonna do this starting at the Devastator, and we'll go this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, just basically towards the Demolisher, but Demolisher's just out of range. So it's not really making the most effective use of it, but
no, but sometimes you just got to go with the best option you have at the time.
Yep. I'm actually going to use the roller over here because I'm not sure if you've played around with this since he did his update, but now it lines up.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah,
the trays, so it's not like landing like in between them and flipping over type thing. So, yep, 1 set of dice, 7+. Ooh, just got it.
Yeah,
yep.
Barely.
So that's 2 to the
2
Devastator.
on the Devastator.
Yeah. So it's just kind of boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
All right.
Like the napalm from the beginning.
Yeah. The beginning of any war movie.
Of any war movie. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use.
I guess we'll just say that this house is destroyed too.
Probably.
You know what? You want to get your smoke out just for
just for actually, giggles? That's not a bad idea. Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. So it's these 2, the power generator and the house, that are destroyed.
So let's put.
If you just want to move them like off the map, like just to and then just put it in that hex type thing.
We gotta take the snap grid off.
Yep.
And then because of it freaking rolled over some time. All right, so Control C, Control V. There we go.
Damn, that's a lot of smoke.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm dropping artillery on the Stinger.
Okay.
It is the sniper.
Yep.
So I need an 8+ to hit, or it's gonna scatter and do some crazy shit.
Yep.
8+.
And got it. Yep.
And that is 2 points
All
on the
right.
Stinger.
2 points on the Stinger. There goes its armor.
Well, too bad I don't get to do any internal damage to it.
Nope, not yet.
Because once I hit it one more time, it's dead, and I don't have to roll critical.
You know what, though? He is under force withdrawal, though.
What's the specific rule for that one?
When it's half their basically all their armor and half their structure is gone, but for units that only have 1 point of structure,
it's
when
all
their
armor's
armor
gone. Yep. Okay.
So he's under force withdrawal, so he's going to be heading off.
I mean, he gets a chance to shoot still too.
Yeah, he still gets a chance to shoot, but that will be 1 unit gone, so you only need to do 1 more then to get your objective. Yep.
In that case,
shooty.
All right, so we both did BSP, which means now it's my turn to shoot.
Yep.
Devastator is going to hit the Phoenix Hawk. I believe I need 7s. So gunnery 2, 1 set of woods, 3, 4 for a second set of woods that you're... Oh, wait, do I count shooting through and woods you're in?
Yes.
Okay, so I was right.
This is intervening and the woods that I'm in. Yeah.
All right, so 4, and then your movement of 3 is 7.
Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. It's not. It doesn't add. I'm sorry. You were asking if it was cumulative. It's not. If there's woods intervening or I'm in woods, it's just a +1. It's not cumulative.
In that case, I need a 6.
Yep.
Let me double check that math. So 2, 3 for woods, 3 for movement, making it 6. You didn't jump, so that's 6, and it's at short range, so that's going to be 6 dice. 6 dice hitting on 6s.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
4 points of damage.
Yep.
Any crits?
Nope. It's not through armor yet.
Not yet. All right, go ahead and take a shot.
Yep, that's just 1 point away from having all his armor gone.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
So we'll do the Phoenix Hawk then onto the Devastator. So he's skill 3, 4 for woods, 5 for your modifier, nothing for range. So I think he's hitting on 5s.
Sounds right.
Yep. And he does 3 damage at short range.
And if you hear my cat in the background, it's because he's mad that my son closed his door. Looks like 3 hits.
All 3 hit. Yep.
That's good for you. Not so much for me.
This thing's got a ton of armor. Like I said, I'm going to be surprised if we,
Yeah, I mean, listen,
a few rounds.
We do that. It's got a ton of armor. It's got a ton of armor, and next thing I know, all that armor is fucking gone. So,
yeah.
Devastator is firing on the Stinger,
even though it's under force withdrawal.
Especially, so I moved these mechs for the opportunity to get 1-shot kills.
Yeah.
Or something close to it anyway, because Devastator shooting the Phoenix Hawk, Demolisher firing on the Stinger, Stalker firing on the Vulcan. That was my plan.
I mean, if you want to stick to your plan, just to role play it, but
although actually, you know what?
Above the board, I mean, he is going to be withdrawn.
Yeah,
so
and
he's not. He still gets to fire, but And
I can't split my attack because otherwise I would. Because shooting on the Vulcan doesn't. Fuck it, my Stalker's.
I mean, you can split your attack, but there's a penalty for it.
I don't want to do that. So Demolisher 4. What's his movement thingy?
Oh, I didn't put a die out there.
Yeah.
It should be 3.
All right, so 4, 7. Just need 7s, and Demolisher gets 4 dice. 7s. But I don't know why I clicked it so many times.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do it again because it spawns more. Yeah.
Oh well, let's clear all that out of there. Watch, that was probably
all you need is 1.
Yeah,
and you got
I got at least 1. I got 2, 3 of them. So Stalker's dead.
Stalker is dead.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll take
I don't. Nope. Stinger. The Stinger that looks suspiciously like an assassin.
Yes.
So I didn't have a Stinger model.
One thing though, just roll 1 more set of dice for the critical on the structure because it could be totally destroyed. Not that it matters because this is just op 4, but 4 is I think it's just fire control hit. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because these mechs are gone at the end. But
I want to see how much smoke our computers can handle.
Yeah. All right. I will fire the Vulcan onto the Devastator.
Okay.
So he's not rear arc. We established that. He's
Correct.
skill 4. This will be interesting though, because I am going to set aside a set of dice here.
You got
Because
heat
I'm
or
going to
something
roll
on
for
there?
his heat. Yeah.
Heat
So
1, yeah.
if it
That
hits,
heat
it'll
1 is at
do.
short range.
Yeah, he's at short range.
Is he?
Yeah, 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3.
I couldn't count because of goddamn smoke.
There is.
But yeah, no, you're right. He is in short
If you want
range.
to change, or hang on, there is. If you go into here,
Where's
there
here?
is smoke less.
That might be the one I wanted, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me clear this out. So, let's see. Delete.
And just turn. Oh, snapping grid is already off. So, yeah.
And get in here. So then Control C, Control V, and Control V.
Yeah. But, yeah, so if it hits,
Sorry.
which I set this set of dice here aside to roll for that.
Okay.
It does 1 damage and it'll do 1 heat on the Devastator.
Okay, so this set that you set aside, is that the heat or the damage?
That'll be it's both, because it has to hit in order to deal the damage and the heat.
I'm confused.
All right, so he's got 3 damage, right? So he's got 3 damage.
Okay,
range.
yes.
One of those is for the flamer, basically. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing with these here. So
you have one and then 2 additional for damage.
Well, yeah. Nope. So I'll roll 2 sets of dice, and then this will be the third for.
Oh, and if that third hits, I get the heat and the damage.
And I'm just setting it aside because it
not
does
sure
the damage.
If heat works that way. I think I may have misunderstood it my way.
It does. Yeah, I looked it up prior to the match. If you want to look it up, it's on.
I mean, I remember looking it up before myself. 48. I thought the damage. I thought it was heat, not damage.
No. Heat special ability on page 48 under damage. Some units have a preponderance of heat generating weapons, blah blah blah. Let's see. Indicates heat points. This heat applies in addition to the standard damage applied by the attacker's weapon attack. So if it can deliver 3 points of damage and has the heat 1 at short range special, it'll deliver 3 points of damage in the attack plus 1 point of heat with the same at the end of the phase. So yeah, it is counted in that 3, but I'm just setting it aside so we know if the heat hits or not, because I could roll 3 sets of dice and just be like, oh, this one that we know hit already.
Yeah. No, I got you. Okay. I may have misunderstood when I tried using heat before.
Oh, did you have something that generated heat? I don't think you did.
Not in anything that you and I played. Oh, it was below the cut down.
Oh, okay.
But as it turns out, my opportunity to use heat was quickly eviscerated.
All right.
Anyway, I believe you're rolling 3 dice, and you need something like 8. I might be wrong.
So skill 4, nothing for ground movement.
Oh, I guess you're actually at 6.
5 for your TMM, and 6 for wood. So yep, I'm gonna roll 2 sets of dice over here, hitting on 6s. Got both of them.
Yep, and then that one.
And then I'll roll this one over here. I could have just hit the other button, I guess, but that one also hits. So
3 damage and
1 heat. Yep. The heat takes effect at the end of the round, though. But yeah, but that just means it adds a +1 to your
to my firing solutions.
Yeah, and it also reduces your movement by 2. So now you're at 4, which in half would be 2 hexes. So yep. Unless you spend a phase not fire or a turn not firing, then it cools off. But there's no water here, so I was trying to get you to use the lake.
Yes, you did. Stalker firing on the Vulcan.
All right.
That is medium range.
Yep.
Obviously. So that's going to be gunnery 3, 5. What's the Vulcan's movement?
3.
3, 5, 3 is
we didn't move
8.
the die, yeah.
So that's 8.
Medium should be 5 sets of dice.
Yeah, I'm going to
overheat.
Thinking. No. Yeah, 7. I'm going to.
Let me do it. Let me say this before you decide to do that or not. Okay. I've been doing a lot of not research, but I've been like reading up on like aces and stuff like that. And they had that big Sarna article, which showed like the new, like updated, like, you know, pretty like final version of what the cards are going to be like. And it's insanely good how these cards actually like do like the right moves and stuff. But one thing that it does for uh using overheat is it'll only overheat if it can damage, if by adding that extra damage it'll damage structure. So the reason I'm saying that is 5 damage, if all 5 of them hit, you're going to wipe out the Vulcan. You only need 4 of them to put them under
Correct, but
correct.
rolling
But if
on
you want to have that extra one
yeah,
just to,
that's what I was thinking was, so with 5 damage and then adding 2 overheat, that's 7 dice I'm rolling, unless I misunderstand how the multiple attack thing works.
Nope, yeah, because you're overheating 2, so you basically get 2 more points.
And then rolling on 8
damage
plus,
to you.
I still have a fairly decent chance of not outright killing or even forcing the withdrawal.
Yep. The only problem is you'll have a +2 for the
Yep.
next turn.
Yeah, I know.
And then you'll be at 1 hex of movement.
Yep.
So
I know.
yeah, so basically you're committing to not firing the next turn.
Oh, I know. I know.
All right.
This is what they call a really risky chance here. So
yep.
I'm gonna go for it. So 8,
Okay.
or excuse me,
7
dice
hitting on
8s.
Yep.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like 4.
4. That's enough to force you into withdrawal.
Yep. It sure is.
Which you already have.
Yeah, he already has, and you need to roll for critical.
Yes, and I need to roll for crit. I'm going to use one of your sets of dice right here. 7.
7.
I saw that 6. I was like,
MP hit. Yeah.
Movement point hit. Yep. I saw that 6. I was like, oh man, Foe Hammer, if I hit fucking boxcars on your dice.
Yep.
Let me mark my 2 heat here.
Skill.
Okay. All right. And then your stinger has a chance to fire.
This is yeah. Hang on, I'm just doing this. So it's half. So, but it only impacts ground movement. Doesn't impact jumping. So half of 16, that'd be 8. He can move 4 hexes on the ground now and 6 by jumping. Hey, the jump jets are actually better now.
You're welcome, I think.
Yes.
That would be super helpful for him to get the fuck off the field.
Yes. All right. Yeah, and then the stinger
who is dead, just to point out.
Yep, who's dead, but yeah, he is technically firing. He'll fire on the Devastator.
Yeah.
So skill, I had a feeling
that's what you were gonna do.
Yep.
But you are at medium range.
Yeah. Skill 4. Let's see. Skill 4. 1 for your movement. So that's 5. 6 for woods. 7 for partial cover. Actually, no, you don't have partial cover because you're not next to the building.
I mean, technically, I am next to this building, but I'm not going to sweat the partial cover from them.
But yeah, it doesn't go through that hex though.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yep.
It would actually. We did mess that up though. You should have gotten partial cover from the Vulcan.
I wasn't. You're probably right. I wasn't gonna count partial cover, and I'm still not gonna try to push for it. I was just trying to be a little snarky shit. Mostly because, well, when I shrank them, I just kind of assumed they were all like level 1 or some shit at best.
Oh, okay.
Because they're small. So I was like, you might have gotten some, but I'm not going to sit here and stress over it. Again, I'm not here to defend these buildings.
6, 7, 8, I think. Yep, hitting on 8s.
All right.
And he's got, at medium range, he's got 2. So hitting on 8s.
2 8 pluses, huh?
Yep.
One of them hit. Did that include?
That was almost a critical.
That did include the extra die for the rear arc?
Oh, no, it didn't. Let me roll one more.
So 1 did hit.
Yeah, so 1 hit.
And that one did not.
Only 1, yep.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, lots and lots of armor. Suddenly I'm down to next to none. Yeah. Go ahead and get this fucker out of here.
Hey, the nice thing about this contract is, except for I think the tracks 3 and 4, and then 5 or 6 are all in different months. So Yeah,
Yeah.
if you take like any structure damage or anything here,
Yeah,
you'll have
they'll still be
time
back
to
for next
repair it.
month.
Yep.
Okay.
We
I
like to take the
believe.
contract nice and slow. It's a nice, slow, steady invasion. Don't want to overstress it.
Yeah, we don't want to pressure things too hard.
Yep.
So now we are at
Initiative.
this guy is at withdrawal, and you have one mech left that is
He can
functional.
still fire.
He
Yeah,
can
actually,
fire, yes.
yeah. You, if you want to mark it off, you did get your
The 50%.
the 50 70 or no 50% free. Oh no, you don't have
I
that.
need to
That's just for
have.
me. That's
So
just for
at
me.
the end of turn 6, have at least 50% of my units survive,
Yep.
not be in forced withdrawal, and be within 4 hexes of the center line of the battlefield.
Yep.
So
Now
I
that
don't
was
get
for me
anything
that
for.
I have to get
I don't
75.
have necessarily anything for beating you. I just have to survive.
Except the commander.
Except for the commander.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So let's do initiative then.
Initiative, and let me update the turn counter.
4.
9.
All right. Well, I'll start by moving the Vulcan. He has to move his maximum movement, which will now be I think he's just gonna. He's an 8, so he'll move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't quite get off this turn. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have him move back. Can he get to? No, he can't get to woods. He doesn't have enough movement. He could if he jumps, but then he's got a modifier then. All right, I'm just gonna move him back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll face him that way.
Okay. Stalker
He could maybe survive for one more turn, maybe.
Yeah. Stalker is not moving.
Okay. Moving by not moving. All right, and then let's see. Phoenix Hawk is not under forced withdrawal, but he's got to move.
Got next to no armor either.
I think he's got a ground of 8. Jump it. So yeah. Not great.
No, I should take that stinger and put him on my side of the table. Salvage reasons later.
You gonna try to salvage a stinger?
But it's exchange, which means I get some of the BS or the
you get 25% of its value. Yeah.
Which may not be much, but it's better than the 0 if I don't claim it. You got to fill out the paperwork, brother.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have him jump there.
Okay.
So jump, that'll be a 3 TMM because it's got the -1 for the weak jump jets, but yep, that's about all he can do, I think.
All right.
So hopefully one way or the other, the Devastator will be in rear arc depending on where you move. But actually, I don't think he can move, can he? Because he's got overheat, so he's at
no. Devastator didn't overheat.
Yeah.
He has 1 unit of heat.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He overheated 1. So
okay, that's fair. I didn't think about what I was saying.
He didn't shut down, but but yeah, so he can only move what? It's -2, so that puts
it's 4 hexes, or excuse me, 2 hexes.
4,
I wrote it right here.
Okay. Oh yeah, 2 hexes. So yeah, actually he could move because with the
woods,
it's he could move into another hex,
movement points, so I can move 1 hex right now because of the woods.
Yep.
What's your Phoenix Hawk got? Short range damage. 3 dice.
All right.
No. Keep this guy in my front arc.
Yep.
That'll do it.
Okay.
BSP.
You did move the Demolisher. Okay. Yep. BSP. I'm going to use another strafing run then.
I have light air cover, so that gives me
11.
at 11. Well, good
Yeah.
luck.
Watch you nail this.
That would be. This is when I get box cards.
This
And
would
this
be
is when I would need
hilarious.
box cards. So
Yeah.
nope. 3. Damn it.
All right. So I need a. I'm gonna try to drop it on the Devastator again, and
It'll get the
one,
demolisher
2,
too.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, it'll get the Demolisher too. So I have to roll a 7+ for both of them. So we'll start with the Devastator. 7+. Oh, it rolled over. I got it.
That's a
Yep.
bullshit. That is some bullshit because it definitely was going to be a 6. It's how much damage?
2 damage.
All right, roll crit.
Yep. Let me roll crit here. 7. I think it's an MP hit.
It's a movement point hit.
Yep. So yeah, now he's another half.
Yep, half.
So half of 3. Well, right now.
Well, it'll be 1 hex.
Yeah, it will be 1
for the moment.
Yeah, 1 hex, but
and then it'll go back to
because
2.
you're in the middle of woods, you could basically only move here.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've already
moved.
We'll
go back to 2 because unless you choose not to fire.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I got 1 more to roll here. This is for the
Demolisher. Yeah.
Yep, 7+.
Hit.
That one also hits. Yep.
Demolisher takes its first 2 points of damage.
Yep.
I could actually.
And that's it. That's all I got for BSP. I probably shouldn't say that, but yeah, that's was. I had 10 points. And I just put them both in.
It is your turn to fire.
The only reason I did that was because we were talking about it earlier in chat. You've never used it before, and I'm like, oh, one time I'll use it, and it's actually been pretty effective.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, and the only thing that if I had 1 more BSP point, I could have had artillery and 2 heavy air cover. Yep. But,
all right.
It is your turn to
shoot. Yep, we will fire onto the Devastator with the Phoenix Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
So skill 3.
You jumped.
Jumping will make it 5. 6 for your movement, 7 for woods. So hitting on 7s with 3 dice.
That's not good for me right now. Like super not good.
1, 2, 3. All of them hit.
All right. So first off, the mech is down. Destroyed.
Oh, it is? Oh, geez.
Yep. So you get your 150 for that.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, do you not roll 3 separate critical hits, or is it just 1 critical?
Just 1.
Okay.
Just 1. The most you could roll is 2, and that's if you got boxcars on the to hit and if it damaged structure.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna roll 1 set of dice for the critical because it only damaged structure once. So that is a 10. That is
fire control.
Yep, fire control.
That doesn't take effect at all. Because it wouldn't take effect until the end of the round, and he'll be dead in the next round.
Yep. But you'll have to do a couple of things. 1, this mech is out for the rest of the contract. Actually, no. It's out for the rest of the contract if I win. If I win this thing.
Yeah.
This track. But yeah, if you win, you could technically salvage it, but you have to roll 4+, and you have to roll to see if the pilot's dead. But
that's not good if the pilot's dead, because that's my namesake right there.
Yeah.
We'll jump those bridges as they come up, though.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's everything for that. So obviously, Devastator is going to return fire.
Yep.
2, 5. Do I add something for you jumping as well?
No, just his normal TMM of 3 over here, because it would normally be a 4, but he's got the weak jump.
You have a you have a TMM of 2. Nope, I'm reading that wrong. That's your size.
3. Yep.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It would be 4, but
it would be 4, but because it's weak, it makes it a 3. Yep.
All right, so 2, 5 for your jump, 6 for woods.
I think you're just hitting on 6s.
Sounds right. And then I'm
firing. Oh wait, no, you got the heat too.
So 7.
Yep.
7, and I've got 6 dice.
Yep.
7s. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit.
Yep. Well, that's more than enough to destroy them. So
So that gives me the 150 there as well.
Yep, that gives you the 150. Yep, and roll one more time for critical.
12.
Oh, 12. That's he's dead. You got a headshot there.
Yep. Well, the unit is destroyed. Period. Which means
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. I can't salvage it.
Yeah, it's totally destroyed. No, I think it's only totally destroyed on an ammo hit, because basically a 12 is a. Oh no, you're right. It does say on a unit destroyed. That's basically a head hit. The pilot is automatically dead on that one. So not that it matters, because this isn't my
I'm not
force
gonna
or
get
whatever.
salvage.
But
I'm just worried about getting those bonus points.
yeah, it's unsalvageable. Yep.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna need 2 more of these.
Yep.
And we can go ahead and take the mechs off the board since they're done.
Yeah, both of them destroyed. Yeah, they took each other out. Yeah.
Though technically, my mech should be laying down and not gone. So actually, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna leave him like that. He can't do anything.
Just lay him down. Yep.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Well, the last thing that I can do is just fire the Vulcan. You've basically auto won at this point, because at the next at the end of the next turn, he'll have to move off. So that'll be all my units gone, and then you could just sit at actually where you guys are at right now. They just sit there and
they just sit there, wait for the turn count to go up.
The only thing that would happen is if I get like a critical onto the Demolisher to destroy it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So skill 4. Actually, would it be easier to get to the Demolisher or the? Actually, the Stalker might be a long range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, 13 hexes. So it's just out of
13?
Yep. By
1,
my
2,
count.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, just barely. Just barely.
Yep. All right. So medium range to the Demolisher.
What's the 4, right?
Skill 4. So that's 6.
4, 5, 7.
It should just be
I think
6s.
7s.
How's it 7s?
Skill 4 +2 for range.
Oh, I wasn't adding his movement. I'm sorry. Yeah. I was so used to him moving by not moving.
Yeah. Well, no, he came because he came out to get a shot because he was going to shoot at the Phoenix Hawk.
Yep.
He's going to take a shot at the Vulcan, though, just
2
for
damage, hitting on 7s.
1 and 1.
1. Yep. 1 hit.
All right. Demolisher returning fire on the Vulcan.
Yep.
Skill 4. I think I'm hitting on 7s as well. Well,
it should be the same because I.
no, I'm
because
on 9s.
Yeah,
I'm hitting on 9s.
Yeah.
But I do get 4 dice, so that'll be 4 dice is 4 on hitting on 9s.
Oh, you got him. At least 1 there.
1. Yeah, just 1. I got
Just
an
1.
8, but that's not a 9.
But that is enough to destroy him. Roll
Is it?
for the because you only have 1 point left.
Heat.
Yep.
Exactly
so you destroyed all.
Where did all of these dice over here come from?
What do you mean?
My dice over here. I only had 1 set. I think. Oh, I know. I think
you know what it was.
I must have had them selected when I hit the thing over.
When you're doing the Control C, Control V.
Oh no,
when you were copying the.
Yep, that would do it too because there's 2 sets, 3 sets, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Crit roll.
Yep, crit roll.
8.
8
is
weapon hit. Yep. So it looks like you can salvage or not exchange, but you can get the exchange value for the Stinger and
400. I got 550 to your 150.
Let's see. Well, you got one.
How did you get 150 in there, or did you type it in or something?
I typed it in. You just click on it, and then you can use the keyboard just
as
to
soon as I type
that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that'll be the end of the track then.
Yeah, but we've got a couple of very big rolls for my Devastator and its
pilot. Because you got the Cripple Destroy My Unit, so that's 150. So you should get 550.
Yep.
Okay. So let's look at the post-track cleanup then. First thing is combat pay. So you'll get the full 175 or not once, 750. I meant to say.
Okay. Let me add that.
Now you gotta. Yep, this is the big one here. So now you gotta roll for pilot wounds or death. You're basically looking for a 6+ and he survives unharmed. A 2 or a 3, pilot is dead. 4 or 5, he's wounded.
Give me 1 second. I'm adding my
Yeah, sure.
So 1560.
Important first.
Yeah, the money
first.
Get the money. Not look at the bright side, kid. Now you get to keep all the money.
The money. Yeah. What's the other thing that they say? Save the metal.
Kill the meat. Save the metal or something like that.
Save the metal, something like that. Yeah.
Now I need, for the other bit, I need to roll 2d6 to keep my pilot alive.
Yep.
All right, come on, Omar. 10.
He's good. Yep.
10 all you needed was a 6+. Pilot survives unharmed, so his mech got mucked. That's about it.
But now you have to roll to see if the mech is... Well, actually, let's go through the proper thing here. So now you roll salvage as step 3.
So roll for each destroyed unit. Okay, so 4+ for the mechs.
Yep.
Now that includes the ones I want to salvage, such as the... Where'd that one go?
Vulcan. Such as the because you can salvage the Vulcan and the Stinger. Yep.
What'd you do with the Vulcan?
But the other one is...
Oh, it's still on the board.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me grab these 3 mechs. So first one, 4+ to get my Devastator back. All right. Now for the Vulcan.
It's still out for the track though, but
yeah. All right, Vulcan. I got
the Vulcan is
and then the Stinger is good. Okay. So I've got. All right? So Vulcan and Stinger. What are their PVs? So 17 and 31.
So it's basically, I'll do the math here real quick. So it's 17 times 20 is the salvage value, and you got exchange, right?
Okay, yeah, one step at a time. So 17 times 20, and then what was the other one?
17 times 20.
What was the other guy?
31? 30. Yeah, but you need to do them separate.
Oh, okay.
Because it's different values. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So,
right, so
17 times 20 is 340. And a quarter of that, because you have exchange, is 85. You'll get 85 SP for the Stinger.
So, all right, times 0.25. I don't know if this is reading it right. If I did, hold on. What was it was 17.
17 times 20 is
340.
340, yep.
Times
25% of that times 0.25 should be 85.
It comes up with 8,500, and it doesn't drop the. I don't know. It's fine.
It's not.
It's fine. I got it.
It's not dropping the decimals. Yeah.
Yeah. So I get
it's 0.00. I'm just 85. Doing it on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could do that too. So that's 85 there, and then the other guy is 31.
The Vulcan is 31 times 20.
So 31 times 20
should be 620.
Yep. Times 0.25 equals
155.
155. That's not bad. Not bad.
And then the Phoenix Hawk is unsalvageable.
Correct. So 155 and 85. Is going to be like 240 or something. Yep, 240. So I got to put that in my ledger. 240, 240, and 60. That puts me at 1,800 now. Okay, and then back to Buzzard's quick ref. Salvage. Support repairs.
And repair. So the next
covered.
Track.
Purchase options. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, purchase options. Yep.
But do I want to spend money on? Well, let's roll it up anyway and see what it says.
Just see what it is.
Yeah, see what it is.
You roll 2d6. On a 7+, there's 1 mech. On 11+, there's 2.
All right, so 7 or 11.
11. Yep.
Get back here. Get back here. Controls are all wonky. My fingers aren't lining up on the right key. 7+.
Yep.
I roll
all
1.
Right, so now you roll 1d6 to see what's available.
2. That is Hatchetman 8S.
Hatchetman. Yep.
Which is 31, and I believe it's 31 times 40.
Yeah, 31 times 40 if you want to buy it. Which would be
I could get the
1,240.
But it's also 100 for a regular rated pilot too, right?
Yes, correct.
It's actually 1,340 out of the 18 something I have.
But you can't field. Well, I guess you could maybe field, depending on what you use. You could maybe field 3 mechs if you did like one of the assaults, and then
2
you
heavies,
know,
or the heavy and the medium, maybe, depending
yeah,
on how the
maybe,
points work out.
yeah.
And it's tempting to do this, foe. So what am I sitting at right now? I'm sitting at 1,800 right now from combat pay and salvage exchange. Minus 1,340 will put me at, let's see, 40, 460. God, that's a really low fucking number to come out of to be at right now.
And basically, I don't think you're going to be able to field. If you field this and like the Stalker, for example, you'll be at 73. So, I mean, that gives you like 27 points to play with. I don't
Yeah.
know what the other value is. It's
The
kind of
Hatchet Man is
unlikely.
31, so that I wouldn't be able to put 3 mechs on the field like that.
Yeah,
But it
that's what
would
I'm
give me
saying.
a
I don't
bunch
think
of
you have.
BSP to play with for like
Yeah,
artillery and shit.
unless you buy like well, you'd have to also buy the Hatchet Man and a vehicle or something. I was going to say, but
Right.
yeah, you're not going to have enough money for a vehicle and a Hatchet Man. But
I'm kind of tempted to keep this fucking Demolisher though, but I'm pretty sure I have to spend like I don't think I can actually do that because it was a loner. Oh, you know what I forgot to do this whole time? Well, this one round that he moved, the Demolisher, I forgot to roll 1d6 to see if you could even move that far.
oh, that's all right. I mean, it wouldn't have. Yeah, he basically spent the whole time, and he
He
was going to be
wouldn't.
off the next,
He still would have
anyway.
been
But
shooting probably about the same number to hit
I think so. I don't think it would have made a difference. Yeah.
to here to there. It still would have been. Let's see, 1, 2, 3,
Um.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or one of these. Yeah, it's still he would have been like within about 1 to 2 hexes inside medium
Yep.
range, but the numbers would have been the same.
Yep. What is your repair costs for your contract?
Battle 10%.
Battle 10%. Okay. So what
That
you
10%
do,
does not apply to my Devastator,
it does. Mhm.
so I
It's
get
10%.
10% of its value back.
10% of its sale value. So it's 54
Yep,
times 40. So that's 2160. Geez, that's expensive.
52
Uh, and then
times 40.
10% of that, you'd get
Hold on.
216 back.
Hold on. That's a lot of numbers. Bear with me for a second. Oh, it's 54, not 52. All right, so 54
54 times 40.
times 40 is 2160.
Yep.
And I get times 0.1,
Yep.
216.
Yep. 216. Yep.
That in
And
mind.
that's just like free money. You don't have to use it for, purchasing another mech, but you do also have to repair this mech, which is going to be I mean, the fact that you won the track means that you can still use it in future tracks on this contract, but it's going to be hugely expensive to repair it. Repair destroyed is tonnage times 5. Is this
But
a?
before you go too far with that, Fohammer,
Oh, that's right. You have
I
the
have battle
battle.
10%.
Yep. So it's basically free. Yeah.
Yeah, so my
Yep.
repairs are
That's right.
free. I just
Yep.
need to
Yep.
have the time. Now I have 2016 points or whatever, money points, which means I could get that Hatchet Man for what was it? 1340?
Um, let's see. It
It was
was
1340.
31 times 40.
I have it in my calculator
No, it
memory.
was 1240.
Well, yes, it was 1240, but it's 100 for a regular pilot.
Oh, okay. You get the pilot too. Yeah. Yep.
Can I get a pilot right now?
You can get a pilot for free, but he's skill 5.
No, no, no. I can hire a pilot, regular rated pilot right now in the middle of a contract.
I think it's just between tracks. Yeah.
That's between tracks.
That's what it says is between tracks.
If it's between tracks, then I'm good.
Yeah, time between tracks. Let's see. Temporary hire. If player employs temporary hire, he's not a temporary hire. New mech warriors. Newly hired mech warriors are skill rating, regular quality, which is skill 4, for 100, or you can get a skill 5 at no cost.
Right, but I can do that between tracks.
Yeah, it's time between tracks, page
Okay.
29.
All right, in that case, Yeah.
So, repair time for the Devastator. If there are multiple tracks in the same month, this will limit the repair options available or require some repaired units to miss the next track. If the unit repairs internal structure or heals mech warrior rune, that unit is unavailable for the next track. So, I think the next track is in a different month,
It is.
regardless, though.
I'll double check. Well, because
Because we're in month 3 for the Combat Depot
yeah,
Defend
let me.
mission,
I'm looking at the what you call it. So yeah, this is
and next track is
month
in month
4.
4.
Yeah, month
Yep,
4 is the rail hub
if you
and
choose to
or
do it.
Aeroplex.
Yep,
If
if
I
you
choose
choose
to
to
do
do it.
that.
Otherwise, you just skip to 5,
Yeah, skip
which will
straight
then
to
be
month 5 with
yep,
the Palace Gardens, but also
yeah,
Palace
which
Gates
is
are
what
in month
Rad and I
6.
did. Yeah,
Or yeah, both those last 2 missions are in the same month because month
yep,
6 nothing is going on. Effectively, you're consolidating or
yeah. You're
bugging out.
consolidating. Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to
The
get
only
that mech. Purchase
so
H
Rail Hub, yeah, because you'll get your base
HTTs.
pay for month 4 regardless, and month 5, but um yeah, you don't got to decide it now, but something to consider is that the Rail Hub is the objective raid. That one, um let's see. Objective raid. Yeah, it's basically you get 50 victory points for every component you get you carry off, and I get 50 for every unit that I destroy.
Yeah, I
But you have
think.
to have
Go ahead.
mechs with hands.
Yeah, and I think at this moment I don't have any.
If you get the hatchet man, he has one hand technically.
Yes, which means I'm probably not going to do that one, and then I got to see what the stipulations are for the
Yeah.
other
The
modes.
the other one is the was it the Aeroplex. Uh let's see. So Rail Hub, up to 2 of Rattler's BSP vehicles are allowed to. Okay, but yeah, if you win the Aeroplex, or whoever wins the Aeroplex, they get 40 BSPs that may be retained and spent on offensive aerospace support in any of the later missions. 40 times 1.5 is 60. So basically, you get 60 BSPs that you could spend on aerospace for the remainder of the contract.
Is that? But that's for you calling in like airstrikes and shit. That's a
Yeah,
lot of points.
but you could only get 3 per track.
Right.
And so yeah, basically you can only spend like a maximum of 15, and that's per track,
Right.
and that's just getting like 3 strafing runs is the most expensive.
I mean, it might be worth considering. So I'll have to take a look at it off screen, figure it out. I got
Yeah,
to figure out the next thing I got to figure out.
but it's for the winner. So if I win that one,
Yeah, that's
then
the other side of it too. I may not want.
yeah,
I may not want to share that.
that was basically the route that Rad took, was that he decided not to do the objective raid or the meeting engagements in month 4, and just skip straight to 5, which I actually think is probably the better thing to do, especially when you're kind of OP here with 2 assaults.
Well,
And
there's a couple of considerations I'm thinking with that, and one of the big ones is just like kind of not wanting to do it because one, for time, two, the potential of giving you those extra BSPs for airstrikes when I could barely
yeah,
handle the ones you're throwing at me right now,
or potentially losing one of your
or losing my
mechs
mech,
permanently.
losing a
Yeah,
mech that I can't use in the next raid or the next mission. Which, if I, yeah, there's some concern about whether or not my brain just went like 15 miles an hour faster than the rest of my brain. Or,
yep,
yeah,
no worries. You
you
don't
know
got
what
to
I mean.
decide it now. Yeah, it's just for next
But I
time.
am gonna get the Hatchet Man and a new pilot. Just gotta figure out how to fix my fucking my ledger because it only has so many entries, and I'm like, I want to keep my older entries, but now I got to keep my
Well,
current entries too.
if you look at mine, I shared the link in the Discord. But
Yeah,
if
but
you
that
look
was
at
like
mine,
9,000 messages ago. I don't know if
I'll
I can
share it
find it.
again. I'll share it again.
Okay.
But yeah, basically because I started to get into that situation where I was just adding like tons and tons of lines. So I just added a second page, and just split the sheet between the contracts. So the first page is the first contract that we did um at Estrios or whatever it was called, and
Westeros,
then
yeah. Westeros, not
the
to be confused with Westeros or
Westeros.
Soteros or Essos
Yes.
or.
And then the second sheet is, yeah, so basically doing a new sheet for each
I'll have to look at. I'll have to look and
contract.
see how you did it because I'm running out of I don't have enough room to update everything that I
Yeah.
want to update. Like adding this pilot and adding the well, hold on, that 240 that came from. What is that from? What is that 240 from? That's my salvage. Okay, so I can put. What did we say the salvage was for my?
Devastator.
Yeah,
Well, it's the sale price, so it's 54.
it's 4
Um,
times 40
54 times 40.
times
Oops.
10 or times 0.1.
Yeah, times 0.1.
216.
Oops.
And I added that to the 1800 I had, which came
Nope.
from the 240 that I had. Okay, so I need to add 240 plus 216 is 456. That's how that number goes in there.
Oh, and don't forget your reputation goes up by 1 as well.
I know, I just saw something about that too, and I was thinking about it.
Yep.
So this is my salvage. Yeah. Cost. And then purchase that guy.
You don't got to do all this now for the stream. If you want to switch back over, we can, figure
Yeah,
it out
oh, I've
offline.
got it on our faces. So, but it's also watching me struggle. So you guys don't need to see my thinking face. You see that enough as it is. Okay, I think that's it as far as post match stuff.
Yep.
Ballhammer, thank you again for almost not and totally kicking my ass and allowing me to almost one shot every one of your mechs in the first round. That was pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yep. I did take out the Devastator though, but yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you got good rolls on the pilot recovery and on the salvage for it. So yeah, you're still
That
good, and you got
fucking
enough time
scared
to
me.
fix it.
I want to point out one more time. Oh, it's got plenty of armor. It's got plenty of armor, and yet it's defeated again.
Yeah,
And
but you
this
know
time
what's
almost
funny?
defeated.
But you know what's funny is Rad has 2 assaults as well. He's got a
We're
the
still
blood asp.
recording, so I don't know if that's state
Yeah.
secrets or not.
Oh no, I mean, it's
I don't give a
but
shit.
he's talked about it in chat anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's literally posted the master unit list cards. But yeah, he's got the star adder, and he actually rolled really well on the table here, and he got the Zeus, which I think was the 6 on
Yeah,
the
that
table or
sounds right.
something. So yeah, he's like 2 assaults now, and which is actually good for him because he lost his 2 uh light mechs in the opening round.
Okay.
So yeah, he's basically down those for the entire track. But again, the rest of the missions, if you skip missions 3 and 4, definitely favor assault. But yeah, getting back to what you were saying, it's got tons of armor. I have never gotten through structure on any of his mechs. I did get lucky with a critical roll on his
Yeah.
Zeus in the last one, but it was just a weapon hit, so it's like -1 damage or whatever, so he's rolling 1 less dice, and I'm like, I gotta take one of them out here, and I just cannot get through his armor for anything. And then he actually rolls up with a tank in the last mission that actually has more armor than his blood asp.
That's wild. So,
Yep.
uh, as far as our next meetup, I think the
Yep.
next mission will be the Palace Gardens. I want to do that stuff, but also like knowing that after that, I'm going into these matches where in the Palace Garden, if I
Yep.
lose a mech or a mech takes internal damage, he's not available in the subsequent track, the final
Yep.
final track. So
Yep.
I think as much as I want to check those out, I'm going to skip those and I'm going to go straight into the other one.
Yep.
So the next match will be the Palace Gardens, or whichever one is the precursor to the final.
Yep. Palace Gardens.
Uh,
And for the map that I did with Red, and I actually used this one, the Rolling Hills one.
okay.
Just because if you look at it in like Sarna or something, it's basically just got like a bunch of hills with uh
Some trees.
fungal growth on the top of them. So yeah, it's got some different rules though, because the trees are actually like
Yeah,
giant,
you were talking
are
about
basically
that.
like giant mushrooms. Yeah, so
Yeah.
they get like spores on them if you go through, but it still counts as cover and stuff. So, and it's dusk too, so it's at a +1 for all year to hit rolls, which actually was pretty crazy. I mean, we were like consistently rolling like 9s, 10s, 11s boxcars.
Wow, that's wild that happened.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's got a skill 2 pilot as well, but at least for me, I should say, at least for me, I was rolling like really high. But anyway, just something to consider. But yeah, so Palace Gardens next time, and in the same month after that will be the Palace Gates,
Yeah, so I'll have to
and
think about the objectives for those and which mechs will be used
yep,
and all that, because obviously I've the battle repair battle slash 10% support is really nice because all the repairs are free. I
yep,
just need to have the time if it's more than armor that takes hits, so or I
yep,
can repair it and show up with the internal structure damage already.
yep. The other thing about the Palace Gardens is that it says that if Rattler has won 3 prior tracks in the contract, guard, which would be me, receives 30 additional BSPs to use on vehicles. Well, we've only played 2 when we split them.
Yeah, no, I think I'm
So
gonna
yeah, that
deny that
doesn't,
for
yeah.
you. Fuck you.
Yeah, yeah. Same thing. I was trying to get Rad to do the Aeroplex or, the Rail Hub or something. Come on, come on. Don't you want to win one more? There's extra money. Nope.
It's tempting, and 30 BSP for vehicles. I think that's what you said. 30
Yeah.
BSP, but well then you time and a half that too, right?
Yeah, that was the rule that we were using in chat from like Dynamis and Big Spoon, I think, because
30 is not a
it
lot
actually
for
says
vehicles.
no, it's not. So they were like, it actually, if you look, it technically says to use 2 times the amount listed, but they're like, that's a crazy amount. That's like 60
60 would be
BSPs for
wild.
vehicles. You could bring like 2, maybe 3 Devastators to,
Yeah, well
you
the
know,
Devastator's 34, so you'd get one, but you'd still have
but you could bring a
26.
non-Gauss one, is,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it
or
would be
something else,
painful.
or how many Savannah Masters. I think Savannah
Yeah.
Masters are only like 15 or something. They only do 1 damage, but they have like 32 like movement or something crazy like that.
It's a little crazy out there.
But yeah, so it'll just be a straight fight for next time with the Palace Gardens, just potentially some different environmental conditions. But
That will definitely make things interesting.
yeah.
Sure.
While we're here, do you want me to roll to see what your opposing force will be next time, or just do that offline?
Let's mention it here, and then I'll forget all about it until the time comes.
All
And then
right, all
we'll be
right.
like, oh, that's right, he did DM me the unit cards like he did for this match.
Yeah, so at least this way you can go back and look at it.
Yeah.
So let's see, that's a pushback. So pushback, I think, is just, yeah, it's standard for both, so it's just a straight 1d6. So I'll just grab one of my dice over here and just roll it. A 1.
Nice. That's good. I don't know. It's the part of the problem is, of course, I'm surrendering mobility to you. So
Well, this is pushback is basically like a reverse of this mission. Basically, I have to survive for 6 turns. Your guys come in from like opposite edges. I have to survive for 6 turns. You have to destroy like half or more of my units. It's basically this one in reverse.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, you'll be facing a Locust 7S, a Commando 7S, which has a skill 3 pilot, a Valkyrie QDD, and then a Shadowhawk 5R.
Oh,
So
wow,
basically 4
full lance.
mechs. Yeah, it's a whole lance, but 3 of them are lights.
Yes,
So
it is a light lance. That's
yes.
definitely a thing. But okay,
I think
that'll
the
be
commando
interesting.
might only have like 2 armor and 1 structure or
It's yeah, the
something.
commando and the locust are really flimsy.
Yep, yep. But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, for next time for the viewers, yeah, going up, the dual assault lance with whatever you bring for vehicles next time,
Yeah,
and
Yep, yep. All right. Well, Flo, thank you again. Any
Yep.
final words for our viewers?
No, no, good match. I went exactly like I was expecting it to.
2 rounds. We went two
Yeah,
rounds.
I am surprised they took out the Devastator though. But that, to be fair, that
Everything you threw at the Devastator connected except for one. I think no. I think one of your strikes, one of the airstrikes or whatever it
I think
was.
all of them
I think
hit.
both the
Yeah,
airstrikes hit.
yeah,
And then all of your mechs were hitting at least 1 or 2 points of damage. So it was paper cuts,
yep,
but it was enough paper cuts to bleed out.
yep. Death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah,
Yep.
and that's what's interesting about the Devastator too, is it has a ton of armor, but it only has like 4 structure. So
Yeah, that's super annoying.
yep, yep.
And I think it's 5. No, it's 4. Fuck. So, alrighty. Well, that'll be it here. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe out there. This world is a crazy dark place, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. And as for me and mine, we're out of here. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.